We've made our way to the beautiful Blue Mountains in the town of Bilpin. And the crew and I, we're starting our day right with this delicious fresh breakfast. I'm Madeleine, and this is the Cellar Door Australia. After our hearty breakfasts, it's time to head to our location in the small town of Bilpin. Bilpin's situated just 90 minutes west of Sydney and in the heart of the Blue Mountains. Bilpin is all about them apples, and today is going to be no exception. I'm here at Bilpin Cider Co, where I'm about to meet Sean, the head honcho. He's going to show me some alpacas, I'm going to see some apples, and I'm going to learn how those apples get transformed into a delicious, crisp-tasting cider. I can't wait. So can you tell me how you found this location?
Well, I started the company, I used to import beer brands. So I've been in the beverage game for a long time, working for Cotton United Breweries and AB InBev. And then I thought I'll make a brand of my own, so I made a cider brand, and Bilpin was a great area to start. So I started Bilpin Cider Company. Well known for its apples. It's a beautiful part of the world. The climate lends itself to creating great apples, and that's why it became one of the leading boutique apple growing areas in Australia. You know, it's got high elevation, it's got a crisp winter, so it delivers terrific fruit.
If I were wanting to build a cidery, this is where I'd do it. So no wonder Sean picked this spot to establish Bilpin Cider.
Well, I saw the opportunity and I bought this farm, which was at the time 10 acres, but had been an old orchard that they'd taken all the trees out many years before. So all that was left was this shed here and the house. Anyway, I went to work, planted an orchard, got a cellar door license, and then we opened the door, and I recall doing our cellar door sales from one small little bar fridge. And we thought we were the bee's knees. Anyway, it's a very different proposition today. We've gradually extended and grown a bit organically into the space that we've got, which when you walk around the farm you can see is great for families, it's great for growing apples, and it's a great weekend venue.
As Sean explains, the space has undergone a lot of changes.
It's got a very farm, rustic look about it. We put in those beautiful sliding doors. When we were putting up the rounds, they brought along two pieces for that. But the mill that brought it up, he said, you know what, I think I've got a piece of wood that's going to fit that one length. And he took off the two pieces and he came back with that.
All the seating, it's very communal, it's all about social, bringing people together. Is that kind of the culture of cider?
That's exactly right, and the whole experience for consumers that come to the farm is what we're trying to get. They can have picnics, they can go out on the lawn. To think we're only 90 minutes from the CBD of Sydney.
I know, I feel like I've got so much space to breathe coming from the urban environment. This is so lovely, it's a little escape.
Well, I lived in Paddington before I bought here, so I don't think you could get me back to the city.
No, I can see why. Bilpin sits in the middle of World Heritage locations, majestic rivers, 6 national parks, and countless heritage buildings. The region's supply of quality fresh fruit and vegetables is matched by some of the most beautiful gardens in Australia. These are gorgeous grounds. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, this was an old orchard, and in fact the trees went right up to the concrete part of the deck up there. And the couple who I bought this property from, they took over this about 40 years ago. They ripped out the orchard, then they planted beautiful grounds. You got all these camellia trees running down.
Stunning.
This beautiful garden here, and I have to say they left a wonderful property for me to work around and then put in a new orchard again.
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting for a guy coming from Paddington.
Yeah, all this space.
Well, and then
make it
go,
your own.
that's exactly right. I'm going to put an orchard in, I'm going to grow fruit, and I've got this beautiful space in the Blue Mountains.
I know, and so close to Sydney still.
That's right. I mean, it's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't get any better
And
than
was
that.
the idea always to use your orchard to grow fruit for cider? Or always?
That was the purpose of buying the farm, to put in Bilpin Cider Company, to grow fruit, and then I get these two beautiful dogs. Charlie, Maple, come here.
Hi, sweeties. Look, they must love their life with
They
all this
do.
space out here.
Charlie boy, aren't you the beautiful boy?
You are. Every apple orchard needs a good dog. Hi.
Cunis Moshe the Hulla.
Did
speak
they?
Irish.
Oh, do they?
This is my veggie patch, and I'm really looking to have a nice crop of tomatoes that we can use for the food in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, lovely.
Potatoes, beetroots over there, cos lettuce that's just.
You got some citrus growing too?
Yep.
Yeah, not
So-
all apples.
Not all apples. That's my that's a Tangelo tree, lemons,
Lovely.
and I've got a blood orange tree over there just to go with the new variety of apple blood orange in the non-alcoholic range.
Oh, really? Great. So everything is so
Yeah,
local.
no, it's quite nice to experiment in my own little veggie
I
patch.
bet. And you got the space to do it. And then up ahead, what have we got here?
So this was one of the first orchards that we put in, and this is Granny Smiths and Pink Ladies. And as you can see, we're in that time of the year now where the fruit is starting to come through. Yesterday I did see some very large cockatoos starting
it
to
off.
find their way in.
Yeah, I bet.
I think
And-
that netting has to happen. As you can see, the fruit's got some really nice colour to it.
Yeah. Look at all that juicy potential.
Yes.
It's all coming
So
out.
we'll be picking these in about March or April.
Roughly how many trees do you think you have?
I've got just under 2,000. Which,
Some sizable collection there.
well, it keeps me busy.
And can people come here when they're in season pick their own apples?
No, we
or-
don't allow any picking on the farm, but we do have our grounds open. So our visitors will come down, same way we came down. They can wander through the orchards, and we find generally people are very respectful, and we encourage them to enjoy the grounds, walk through the orchards. The kids love it. You know, it's not something you get in the city all the
No,
time.
you just don't. All this traipsing around has made me thirsty. But before I stop for a drink, it's time to meet some alpacas. You're watching the Cellar Door Australia. I've made my way to the Blue Mountains and I've stopped into Bilpin Cider to catch up with the founder, Sean Pendergrass, who's taking me on a tour of his orchard.
When I bought this property, nothing was fenced. There was nothing on it except grass. And I bought a couple of alpacas. We bred 2. So right now we've got 4 alpacas on the farm.
They're so
and about half a dozen sheep. They're a great attraction for our visitors. The animals are really, really good with people. They're quite used to them. So let's take the opportunity.
I'm very excited to, I'm definitely going to try and pat one. At least one. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. What a life. What a view for them. Looking out to the apples.
It's not a bad little view. So here we have Jack. He's the old fella. Jack was originally brought on to protect the sheep. Then I bought Hazlitt, is the darker one. She's the mum of Princess, and Berry, who was just born in November last year.
They look so soft.
We'll just get them a little bit calm. Princess, oh, come on, Hazlitt, darling. So when they come up to you, if you just give them your hand, they like to be patted under the chin, not as opposed to on the head. Hello, my boy. This is Berry, and this is Mom Hazlitt.
Oh, sweetie.
But Princess never likes to be ignored.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I was ignoring you. I didn't mean to. You are so beautiful. With their fluffy little ears.
Hello, my boy.
Oh, this is so fun. People must love coming here and doing this.
You're a good girl, aren't you?
You are. You're a good girl.
You're a good girl, too.
They're so curious.
Well, they've got a lovely manner about them.
They do.
And that's, people, when people come along and they engage with them, it's a nice experience for everybody. I think the animals and the people. Hey, yes.
Don't get to do this every day.
Yes, you're good. You're waiting to be fed, aren't you?
Oh,
I think there's a feed involved.
Yeah, well, I can appreciate that.
Yes.
So how old is
There nearly
Princess?
Princess is, she must be 3, maybe 4.
Wow.
Berry is 1, and Hazlitt is about 7, I'd say. And old Jack there is about 20.
20. Do they like apples? That's the big question.
Well, I found them in the orchard last Sunday,
Okay.
so there's a chance that they do. Yeah. Then,
Oh, they're so cute.
Berry, you are too good, aren't you? I got into the business when cider was on the upswing, and that's been a good probably 10 years of growth.
Yeah.
We're the ones who are trying to grow the category. I think it's a sad indictment on the bigger players in the market. They really don't seem to be doing anything to grow the category per se. So it leaves it for the smaller guys to drive the excitement, bring people onto the farm, and generate that reason for kind of enjoying the category.
What inspired you to get creative? You know, if you're expanding or the range, what drives you?
Well, I think it's like you don't want to be standing still. Every time we've added another variety on, it's been relatively successful. The big explosion for us in recent times, and I think this is the exciting part for me personally, is the non-alcoholic range. So the non-alcoholic category generally is booming. And when you taste them, I think you'll see why.
Right. These apples are so cute, these little apples. How far away are they from being ripe and ready to use?
Well, we are now in the end of November, and you can see they're coming along beautifully. They've got a nice little pink tinge, so these are going to be pink ladies. We'll pick these in about March when they get they've got a long way to go to generate the amount of juice that we want. One bottle is about, these 4 apples here would go to 1 bottle of Bilpin Cider.
Really?
So they've got a ways to go
Yeah.
to get themselves to that level that we want to pick them. We've got a little bit of work to do with some of this fruit. So right now, these guys here, there's too many here. So I've got a bit of thinning to do on this. Make just a couple there. And this
Now,
will
what
be a
happens
bit
if
the same here.
I took a bite of one of these that you're just picking?
It would be very tart. There'd be no juice. It would not be pleasant at all.
Wow.
So the big issue for us at the moment is to get these apples into a state where they can all grow comfortably. So we'll take this little fella
So they need a
off
little
there.
space, just
they
like
need a bit of
the
space. You call
country
it thinning.
life.
Then shortly after that, the big challenge for us will be the birds around this area. Parrots and cockatoos love apples. What we need to do there now is we put up some temporary nets, and that'll protect. As you can see right now, they're reaching that point where the birds will think there's a meal in them.
Yeah.
But in another 4 weeks, they'll be twice the size. So there'll definitely be a meal in them.
Yeah, they'll be involved in that for sure.
Yes.
And so why did you choose these types of apples?
Well, that's a very good question. The fruit that we had available was Granny Smiths and Pink Ladies, so culinary style fruit. But I blended those to make Bilpin Original. That's our flagship brand. Now, I've found that style works really well for the products that we want to make. We've got 12 varieties now. The level of residual sugar in the fruit, it allows us to get very dry and high alcohol levels, and also lower styles with it that are a sweeter style, with our Bilpin Blush, for instance. So the Granny Smiths and the Pink Ladies work particularly well for the style of product that I want to make.
Speaking of apples.
You can't come to a cider company without trying our cider product.
That is true.
And we do have 12 varieties. So it's a challenge for people to decide what we want. We've come up with a wonderful formula. Any of the 4 varieties from our 12 in the range. Each variety, as you'll see here, is represented by a lid. So for you, we're going to give you Archibald Cloudy, so that's that lid.
Nice.
Bilpin Original, and that's that lid. And this is our Apple Blood Orange non-alcoholic and our Apple Ginger.
Nice.
So if we fill our original, I'll take that and I'll walk. This Archibald Cloudy was a product that was created for the man who founded the Bilpin region, Archibald Bell.
There you go.
And he was an explorer who discovered Bilpin as a route through the Blue Mountains in 1823. We think maybe that's what he looked like as a young explorer.
Quite
A
handsome.
modern day hipster.
Yeah. Fit in around here anytime.
That's right. So this is our Archibald Cloudy.
Oh, lovely.
And then we'll give you a choice of 2 non-alcoholics. Our Apple Blood Orange, just been launched, has quickly moved to being the #1 seller in the Cellar Door. So we've got great excitement for this brand.
Look at that beautiful colour.
I know, it's that beautiful blood orange. And Apple Ginger will just always useful for these products with freshly crushed fruit to turn them upside down and let the fruit come through. So all of our product it's all freshly crushed fruit in there. So it's ginger, it's blood orange.
Okay, so we've got the Archibald Cloudy. So what can I expect from this cider?
Well, Archibald Cloudy is our Bilpin Original dry fermented. So we took the product, we fermented it dry up to about 8%, and then we added back unfiltered and unfermented juice. So that diluted the high ferment back to 4.6%, and the unfiltered juice has given you the cloudy, and the unfermented brought the alcohol level down. So you're going to get a lovely round apple flavor up front, and then finishes just a tad on the dry side.
Oh, that's so delicious.
Pretty good.
It's so smooth. It's got a tiny bit of sweetness, but yeah.
Yeah, it's that combination of the dry ferment and the unfiltered and unfermented juice that goes back to it.
That is very delicious.
One of our very, very popular products.
It's very easy to drink, I can tell you.
Very good. Well, you've got lots to go on with.
All
So our
right.
next one's a Bilpin Original. It's our flagship brand. Our first product that we launched, and it's our balanced style. So made from a blend of Granny Smiths and Pink Ladies. So the Grannies give it a sense of tartness. The Pink Ladies give it a sense of sweetness, and so that balance gives it a really nice balanced flavor.
That tastes so fresh. But yeah, it's clean at the
Clean,
end. It's
exactly.
definitely not, doesn't coat the mouth in too much like sugar or anything
Well, it
like
doesn't
that.
have concentrates and syrups in there, so it's all freshly crushed fruit. It makes all the difference
It
in the
really
world.
does. I feel like I'm almost taking a bite out of apples.
Oh, that's what we like to hear.
Whilst filming the Cellar Door in the Blue Mountains, our crew chose to stay at Rustic Spirit. Rustic Spirit is a boutique hotel and private guest house offering the astute guest a luxury escape to indulge the body, soothe the mind and replenish the spirit. Rustic Spirit is surrounded by both classic Australian natural forest and a garden of stunning deciduous trees where the sounds of abundant bird life mix with the distant flow of running water to create a symphony of silence, guaranteed to restore your inner serenity and peace. Visit rusticspirit.com.au.
It's not all about apples and alpacas here at Bilpin Cider. Wow, this is gorgeous, and this looks very new, this area. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, this is our new space, which we're really excited about.
Yeah.
We took inspiration from our awning over there, and we've created this wonderful new deck coming out here. Now we've got here where we can sit 60 people undercover. So for the first time we're insured against rain. We're very excited
It's so
about that.
gorgeous, and the wood is spectacular. What kind of wood is it?
So it's all stringy bark, hardwood. It comes from the local mill up at Kalul. And this particular piece here, we're very lucky that we could get it. It had to be over 5 meters long and 1 meter wide. It's just a piece of art.
Oh, I love it. I could stare at this for a very long time. And what about all the seating and the tables on this side?
Yeah, well, so we've set it up as a bar
Yeah.
style setup. And again, we've got nice stringy bark hardwood, fully enclosed from the rain, but you've still got the elements that you can enjoy, which is what you want to do when you're up in the
Yeah,
mountains.
it's really nice height. It's
Beautiful
big enough to
height.
let the breeze come through and you're still connected to the garden.
I think that's what we're trying to achieve, and I think it's worked out really well.
Yeah. And what about the chairs? What was your inspiration behind
Well,
them?
I love a bar. I'm an Irishman,
Yeah.
and there's sitting at a bar is the way to go. And I always
Yeah.
wanted to have a raft of bar chairs.
So now you get this gorgeous view out. So what can people do when they're out there?
We've got picnic blankets.
Cute.
They can set themselves down, and as you can see, the ground is in beautiful condition.
Yeah.
And kids run around. We've got a fire pit over there for the winter. It's just a beautiful environment for families to come and enjoy.
You can sit in amongst all the bellbirds and enjoy a nice drink and something to eat.
That's right. Those
I like
beautiful, the sounds of the bellbirds.
What about this brave new world of non-alcoholics?
The brave new world of non-alcohol. Well, we started initially with our Bilpin original, and so we didn't ferment that. We have extended that in to a range of varieties, 5 in total. So each flavor is all made from freshly crushed fruit, whether it's blood orange or lemon or ginger or raspberry. So all of that allied to the freshly crushed apples gives it a real sense of wellness and goodness about it. Our blood orange is our latest and rapidly becoming our most popular variety.
Now, how did you think to be like, oh, blood orange and my apples are going to go perfectly together? What inspired you to create this?
Well, it's a good question. I went through the kind of fruit that we could purchase freshly crushed. Blood orange was one of them. They only do one harvest a year, so I had to make a punt and buy as much as I think I'm going to
You
need.
just had to believe in yourself and go for it.
Then the other part of it, of course, was will it work with apples? So we got some samples from the company that provides us with the juice, and we were very happy with it. Myself and my 2 daughters did the blending, and they're very, very harsh judges,
I bet.
and they just had to have it perfect. We ended up with that, and they're delighted with it.
How long did it take you to get to this final taste? How long was the process?
You know, an afternoon of blending.
Yeah, experimentation. It's
Experimentation.
kind of the best experimentation.
Yeah,
is
it
for
was a
kids.
fun project.
I bet.
And I think they learned from it as well.
All right, I'm going to take a sip. That is incredible. I wasn't expecting that flavor. It's kind of surprising.
It's the citrus and the apple have just blended beautifully. Enough for the citrus to take the sweetness out of the apple by itself.
And it's like the journey. At first it's apples and then you really get that blood orange at the end as well.
Yeah, yes.
All right, now I can't believe we're at the end of the paddle. What about this one?
Well, the ginger. So you want something to balance out the sweetness, and the ginger just gives it a zing. So it's just another element to providing a full offering.
Ooh, I smelled the ginger as well when I
Yeah.
drank it. That's so refreshing. The ginger doesn't overpower it at
No,
all.
but it's not missing.
Yeah, and it's not super spicy as well, so that's quite blended. It's
Yeah.
really lovely.
Yeah, no, we're very happy with all of those products.
I'm also very happy with all of these products. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for showing me through. I've had a great time and got some new favourite drinks, I think.
Terrific.
Thanks for having me here.
My pleasure, Madeleine. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I've just spotted that there's an apple pie with my name on it, so I think I'm going to go find a seat and take my paddle.
Well, you enjoy that.
Thank you. Well, it's lunchtime here at Bilpin Cider Co. and they've set me up with just a little bit to eat. I've got my cheeses, I've got my meats, my fruit. Importantly, I've got my apple pie, oh my gosh, with local fresh strawberries. So I don't think you're going to want to see what's going to happen next, so I think it's about time that you left me into peace to kind of devour this on my own. What a way to finish this day here in the beautiful nature with all of my friends. The croaking frogs, the running stream, and of course, my new best friend, cider.